Hello everyone. I don't know if you saw my Instagram post, but I put that my plan is to go live at 5, but I always put 5:15 because no matter how much I try, I'm always late. That's just who I am as a person. So I'm going ahead and starting a little bit early, but I will give it a few minutes. So I just figured that we could chat for a minute before everyone else joins in. Hello, Michelle and Mary and Cheyenne and Becky. I'm glad you all could make it. And Amanda and David, thank you all for coming. I was going to say, I don't know if you can see, but I've been getting all of your seeds together. Like this right here is just some of the Cosmos, the orange Cosmos seeds that I collected from my wildflower garden this year. I did a huge, like 150-foot long wildflower patch in my front yard. I'm probably going to make it even bigger next year because we live on a highway. Unfortunately, it's in the country, but it's still a highway. And so I've been slowly but surely the last few years since we bought this house trying to plant a bunch of perennials and shrubs and things like that as I get them on clearance, because we all know how expensive that can be. So until that border gets like built up and those things mature, I'm doing wildflowers, and so this is just like the Cosmos seeds. So like the zinnias and the sunflowers, I would go out there at least once a week and collect seeds. So that's another reason why I have so many. And then this here, yeah, you can see. These are all different types of dahlia seeds that I collected, which they still have the chaff in there, so it's not as many as it looks, but there's still a lot in here. So I am working on that, you guys. LP, this was your first year growing seashells and bright lights. Yes, I actually love Cosmos for foliage, for making bouquets. It looks like a lot of florists use dill or like ferny looking foliages, and Cosmos has that look to it, and so it's a really like fast growing, inexpensive foliage. Hello, Rochelle. Thank you for joining. If you weren't here on last night's live, or if you haven't seen yet, me and Rochelle are going live together tomorrow. So make sure that you come tomorrow as well. Yeah, everyone, you're in 6A Michigan, LP. Remind me what your name is. I'm sorry. I know your name. Everyone let me know what zone you're in. I actually thought that I was 6B. That's what zone I've lived in like all my life. And I could have swore when I bought this house, which is a little bit like north of where I've always lived, that Thursday, not tomorrow. I'm getting ahead of myself. But I could have swore I looked it up whenever I moved here, and that I was still a 6B, but it's saying, I looked it up the other day, and it's saying that I'm 6A. So, okay, you just go by LP. I must be thinking of someone else then. Sorry. I used to work with someone named RP. And yeah, that's one thing I've been meaning to mention, and I keep forgetting. As far as the seeds that I've saved, if I give you any seeds that are from, you know, like Johnny's or Baker Creek's or Swallowtail or Geoseed, I will put that. And then if they're saved seeds, I will put that, because I know that some things, you know, depending on if they're hybrid or open pollinated or an heirloom, you know, that will depend on if they are true to type or if they could be crossed with something. So I'll put what I collected it from and that I saved it, and that way you'll know if it's possibly crossed with something. Speaking of that, also, I thought that it would be fun maybe to do a giveaway of like a couple things, like dahlias. I don't know if you know, but they like readily cross. So you could, you know, save a seed from a dahlia and it could be like something very different. And I thought it would be fun for like dahlias, zinnias, and maybe a couple other things to do a giveaway and do kind of like a grow along, kind of like Nicole from Flower Hill Farm. She like sewed a packet, like collection of seeds, and everyone like shared what theirs looked like. And I thought it would be fun maybe to do that and to like see who ends up with like something really pretty, like you know, like a really pretty color dahlia or zinnia. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the first question, and let me know if I'm not being loud enough. I feel like I'm losing my voice. I just got over being sick like a couple weeks ago, and now I never felt fully recovered, but now I feel like it's coming back. Yeah, I think it would be really fun to do it grow long. I had an idea for like putting together like a collection of like super easy things that like could be grown, like vegetables and like flowers that go good with them, like marigolds or like basil or things like that, that like would be good for like a beginner gardener, and then like an intermediate collection for like ones that you know, have a little bit of experience and know how to like sow seeds indoors. But that would be something I do later down the line. All right, so let's do for the first question, single, double, fringed, and parrot are 4 main types of what? And I'm going to type it also. Someone's got it. Cheyenne. Yep. It looks like you were the first one that got it. Tulip. I grew, I think it was last spring. I think I have a picture on my Instagram of it was a pink parrot tulip. And when it opened up all the way, it looked like a tropical sunset. Like, it was so pretty. It was like orange, yellow, and pink. All right, so tonight I'm gonna remember to write everyone's name down for who wins so that I don't have to watch this video over. So give me 1 second. I still need you to email me though. And if you didn't see at the beginning, I had typed in a question asking everyone to let me know what you're doing right now. Like, are you working on winter sowing? Are you still getting like fall bulbs in? Are you just resting for the fall? I'm going to be doing a little bit of winter sowing this year, like things, probably mainly just things that like benefit from being cold stratified. But I'm probably not going to do a whole lot of winter sowing besides that. Mary, you don't get to enjoy them. What do you have issues with? Oh dear. I'm lucky enough that I have enough, houses and things around me that the deer don't come around here much. I see them sometimes, but all right. So Cheyenne was the first winner. I have a little bit of like perennials that still need cut back, but we've had such a warm fall. Like usually we have like every every night by now is usually like in the 30s or below, and we've been having nights like 40 and above. We've only had a few nights below freezing, and the days have still been like in the 50s and a few in the 60s, and that's not normal for us. It's been so warm. Yeah, I just got 2 hoop houses this year also. I DIY'd one last fall, but it 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 wasn't a very good DIY hoop house. um, we could have made it better, but for the amount I was paying for everything, my husband was like, just buy one. So this year, I bought a 10-foot by 7-foot one, and I just wanted something small to overwinter ranunculus and anemones to see if I could in my area. But like once you leave, room for a walkway and like room on each sides to put like row covers, it doesn't give you a lot of space. So then I bought a 20-foot one. Yeah, some people have success with winter sowing, some don't. There's some things that I've had success with, and then there's others that doesn't work. I feel like with all the trial and error, like yes, it'd be nice to just plant the seeds and put them out there and have them like growing when it's ready, and like transplant when it's when it's warm enough, but like you can't fit very many in the jugs, and I don't know. I think it's good for people that maybe don't have all the seed starting supplies, but since I have a grow room with plenty of grow lights and seed trays and all that, I feel like it's easier for me to just do it that way. All right, so for the second question, let's do. So the other night we did, what is my favorite vegetable to grow? And that was a tomato. So tonight, let's do, what is my favorite tomato variety to grow? Brassicas did great. I want to be able to grow Brussels sprouts. I've tried growing them in the spring and in the fall. And like when I planted them in the fall, they made it all winter. And then in the spring, as soon as it got warm, they just bolted. So I don't know. I just got to keep trying with those because I love Brussels sprouts. And there was only one brand of like Brussels sprouts that I could buy that I liked them. And I don't even remember the brand, but there was like a little bit of like butter sauce with it. It was like a frozen thing that you could buy, and they don't sell it anymore. So I'm like, I gotta grow my own. David, you got it. Ananas Noir. I don't know if that's how you say it, but actually I got it right here. I've been working on and I've been going through my bachelor buttons for you, David. But I've been working on my list of tomatoes I'm going to grow for next year, because every year I say, here's my sun golds. This used to be my favorite. And for taste, I guess it still is. But and for a cherry, but as far as like size and beauty, the Ananas Noir is so beautiful. And honestly, that doesn't do it justice. But when you see them in real life, they look a lot better. And when you cut them open, they're like a super bright red with like the green and brown, and it's beautiful. And then I've also, but what I was saying is every year, excuse me, these are all of my tomatoes. And every year I always put like a big note saying to just grow sun gold, because I end up trying all these and then they sit there and I just eat the sun golds all summer. And then I regret it because I could have had nothing but sun golds and a couple other ones that I like. And so I'm thinking that these are the only ones I'm going to grow. I'll go ahead and tell you guys real quick. So the Ananas Noir, that was also my biggest tomato I've grown so far. Last year, the Dr. Witchy's was like my record largest tomato. And then these two, it could be because we get so much rain. We get an average of 70 inches of rain per year. So it could be that it's just like drowning out the sweetness, but the sun golds are still super sweet with all of that rain. But the blueberries and Blue Beauty are so beautiful. We are doing a seed giveaway. So for 12 days, I don't know what day I'm on. I think I'm on day 4. I'm doing a seed giveaway, and I'm just asking random questions, and whoever gets it right first wins a pack of seeds. And you're welcome to continue to play and win more than one pack. Yeah, I did a video, Marty E. I did a video on my like record-breaking tomato, and it was the Ananas Noir. But then the Dr. Witchy's, that was the one the year before that, my record-breaking tomato. I'm so sorry, y'all. I have alarms for everything. I have alarms for like when to start dinner, and I have so many things that I have to do that I have to have an alarm for everything. Yeah, sun sugar. I've been wanting to try sun sugar. Where I climb the fence. I don't think that, I think that's someone else. I do have them growing on a large cattle panel trellis. And I had to like climb through, like in behind all of the tomatoes, because I wanted to grow more tomatoes. Yeah, I wanted to grow more tomatoes, even though I don't need to grow more tomatoes. and I usually plant like 15 to 18 on the front side, but this year I moved the trellis up like 2 foot and I planted them on the back also. But whenever those grew in, like I couldn't even get back there to harvest any of them. I kept having to have my 4-year-old get back there and help me. And then this one's a good one too. They taste decent. Like they don't have a very strong taste. Berry's Crazy Cherry, but like I don't know how well you can see it, but they have like, if you know what a truss of tomatoes is, like, you know, where you'll have like a stem part and you'll have like 2 or 3 tomatoes usually for a beefsteak, or like 12 for a cherry. These have like 60, like no exaggeration, there's like 60 on each one. All right, so David got that one right. All right, and then I'm gonna do one more. So tonight we'll just do 3. To be honest, because I'm super tired. My husband has been working a lot. He's really tired, and he's in there watching my son every night. And best for salsa. I actually don't can. I want to learn how to, but I don't know how to. And like nobody in my family knows how to. But I have a neighbor that she said she's going to teach me. She has everything for doing that. And so I know the best is like usually Romas, because they don't have as many like seeds and juice. And my favorite Roma, like I like to do Romas for like tacos and salads, because they don't have all that juice and seeds. And I like striped Roma. I think it's from Johnny's. And then speckled Roma. They're both Romas that have like stripes on them. But anyone else, if you have any suggestions for the best type of salsa, let Marty know. All right, so yeah, I'm just gonna do 3 tonight. So for the last one, what fruit has the most varieties? So what fruit has the most number of varieties? David, you're correct again. Apples. There's over 7,000 varieties of apples. Does anyone here grow fruit trees? That was the first thing I did when I bought this property, was plant fruit trees, because you know they can take a couple years. And like previous places I lived, like I couldn't plant them. And so you've named 4 apples, Rochelle? But that was the first thing I did. I planted apples, pears, and peaches. And I forgot where I was going with that. David, you have pecan trees and blueberry bushes. Rochelle, you have a crabapple tree, but it's ornamental. The neighbor has an edible one that lets you harvest. That's always a good deal. Yeah, so I remember where I was going with that. That was the first thing I did, and they haven't been doing the greatest. One year I had a really good peach harvest, and like every single day, my son, as soon as he woke up, he wanted to go out there and pick strawberries and peaches. And during the summer, like he would be playing and he would like take off, and I'm like, "What are you doing? Where are you going?" And he was like, wanting to go get a peach. And one year I had a decent pear year, but I'm waiting. Hopefully, in a couple more years, they'll all like really do good. But I'm wanting to plant a lot around my property because when we bought this property, like it had no trees, no nothing. Well, it had one tree that was dead and like really, really tall, and it had to come down because it was leaning towards our neighbor's house. But they had like removed all of the other trees on the property like a long time ago, and the only thing there was a couple of flower beds that had a couple evergreens. So I had like a blank slate, which is good, but also not. Cheyenne, you have red and yellow raspberries, blackberries, strawberries, and a couple plum trees. I've planted several blueberries too, but they didn't do very good. Well, they didn't do good at all. They died. And strawberries, yeah, I love strawberries. And every year I plant more, and my son still eats them all before I have a chance to eat any. And every year I think I'm going to have enough to where he'll get, he'll get enough, and then there will be a couple extra for me, and it never happens. But this past year he would be really sweet and share them, but the first couple years he wanted to eat them all. This past spring I got a green stalk finally. I've been wanting to get one, and I finally got one, and I planted it almost completely full with strawberries, and then I gave my son 3 containers to put by his playground, like swing set, and I packed that full of strawberries. I have some hanging baskets full of strawberries. Yeah, I have a lot of strawberries, and I still never get any. Yeah, I planted the blueberries in containers because I wanted to control that soil, because my soil is pretty alkaline. It could have also been where I purchased them. They didn't look super healthy, so that could have been it. Does anyone know where is a good place to purchase blueberries from? Yeah, I've heard pine helps with blueberries because pine needles are acidic. Norse, David, okay. I'll have to check them out. Yeah, that's one thing I'm definitely wanting to do a lot more of. Yeah, that's where I got the blueberries. I've gotten them twice actually, and both times there was like one leaf and they looked really overwatered. So it could have been like root rot or something. Cheyenne, you're thinking of blueberries or a serviceberry. Marty, I feel like for a small area, local is better because they know the area. Yeah, it sucks because where I live and like several of the surrounding cities, when COVID happened, they like all went out of business except for one, and the one that's still in business, they mainly deal with like they do a little bit of like bedding plants, and then they have quite a few shrubs, but they don't really have like fruit trees or any kind of like strawberries, blueberries, that type of thing. David, I was thinking of adding serviceberry for the wildlife. Yeah, that's another reason I'm wanting to do the natural border thing, for more privacy because of our neighbors, to have a prettier view than what our current one is, and to also try to block some of the sound from the road. Because when we moved here, speaking of what I was about to say, train, I'm like, I'm not gonna care about a train. Well, it's a different story when it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and then 4 o'clock in the morning, and then 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's really quiet because then the train's a lot louder. And then the road, at night, it's a lot louder. During the day, it's like, oh, that'll be fun. But at night, it's a different story. So we thought this would be our forever home, but I don't think it's going to be, for a couple other reasons also. But until then, I want to try to build a big natural border for those reasons, and also for the birds, because I've noticed that every time I plant, like sunflowers, for like things for the birds, like that I'm not going to harvest, they leave my cut flowers and things like that alone. So I always plant like sunflowers. Like I try to plant those things that I'm going to leave for the birds first, and then they bloom first, and it seems like the birds stay there and they like never go to my other ones, which is awesome, and that's been great so far. Cheyenne, you would like to make serviceberry jam, but no one has the blueberries for sale around me. That's why I want to grow my own blueberries, because I'm tired of going to the grocery store and every single one of them have mold. It is so gross. It is so hard to find fresh, unless it's like in season, and you can get them from a farmer's market or something. The grocery stores, I don't eat them because they're never fresh. Marty, we found luck reusing our chemical tub cages for young apple trees because we get moose. We put alarms on them. Oh, wow. Try dwarf top hat blueberries. That was one variety. I remember that name. I was looking into that from somewhere. I don't remember what company, but okay, I will look into that. Since I recently became an official LLC, I'm trying to wait until I have the budget to buy them in bulk. I want to buy some bulk things like blueberries and a few other things, like a few shrubs and stuff that I can also... Sorry. But yeah, I want to try to wait until I have the budget to buy them in bulk, because blueberries are also actually, like, the foliage is also good to put in bouquets. Oh, Norse has them in bulk. Okay. All right, well, guys, as much as I would love to stay and chat, I really, really do love getting to chat with you guys and getting to know you all more. But I am going to go ahead and end the live stream. But hopefully, I can stay on for longer tomorrow and chat for longer because this is super fun. And those of you that won today, make sure that you message me and email me. Thank you, Marty. You have a great night also. All right, guys. I will talk to you tomorrow. And if you could, make sure you like this video for me. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. And share this with anybody that you think would like to win some seeds. Bye, Rochelle. Bye, David. Bye, Cheyenne. Bye, Marty.